that gerrymandering doesn't exist. Amount for between calculated, especially where I am marginal near the we will try so by. But you see, it is not always the case that people you bring there no ever be to Obama.
Deputy Minister, Akwaba,
Bejoso,
constituency to say,
Yamia do me hoye.
Now the Minas Commission Papa be bo Udin was sent on Yaji or the office ma or Kamakabano.
And they say Jao Bikaye, Achim da name him put him. You started to a former good year when ye net. So share omo officer, omo yemo juma, and sem fata, and so any. Na and neno a juma no so no ya. Sabe obi ebe two baby a wotia. Obu ni di o de ma wo no. Ejina wasitine ha ntino in fact ye bebo yera abugina po ene befese ayisi so abaso se omadwene achimda ho na omamaye Minerals Commission office fefefe na eba beboa na monitor form egudie ho adwuma because senior office ne tie no sara ene yehwehwe so madwuma so ebeyo.
I see. We need the voter transfer nechi.
Pa. Achim dam was strategy back. O me constituency, we have a constituency na mema moa. What the voter ID bansa. Me inspect it. Them who so me constituent and kasansa. Intie bia na oti ho, bound to aba ho. No de adabraka. Unti me besala isa. Inti no ama obia woni me modern moa me de bo amanfo no. Ayo madwin say obuna no register no matter about ho. So we
you are not bothered about NDC or MPP.
Oh,
don't feel on quite a bra. Na me say
I say NC no contribution no chop. Ha, and you know say no pa ye ba ho ye ne MP kodi nkomo MP ko nkran kodi ade bi achi mame na money ade ne ade de ni nyina na wo se mpu se sebe wo to aba wo police station we wo ka ho na ye me MP no nti no obi a study. Yeah, Krofokura no fee abontin crass over. Abe register. Is that so muhumwa? Sabi a day, man for no.
What this shady be an
Omonkasa.
What this shady be on free chromo.
I, our man who said, and then Achim da pija into woman sumra and bebo michidom. Na in pija cassia.
What facilitate your moments or want to membrana?
Oh, they be willingly. Willingly, oh, hard work for MP. I feed them percent to about be bored down, me who saw that pija. To me, Badama Babuao, Namse Mumra. I grown ye the votes in a year. Into no ye near bra ye pejaya na ya. Na my Sobamukaya, a ye 14th June. A ye feared the yarn. A year dacasia. Nay, the beer. I'm say ye ni any so. We are suffering in Ano. Ye di World Blood Donor Day.
Blood Donor Day.
Yes. Na and then on me call chair strategic meeting be to be sure mo boss e fi na kopum fiada no me media engagement ya no me bo hu de rule my what you moja na mumu se uti we ya no unhunu hu mfaso na se bi manu da sumuna so na da hosisi ya ne se mfa ko ne se moja ona bo se moja hu mfaso pa and me hu adwiri me statistics are wo mu dwiri gu ho no na che se enya de ketwa o say na fatu ye ho so na me ka jo sa fie e ya bato obre eti wo ma blood donation no enye political me say me kwa kwatwe moja fiada because donate
they will
check all those.
No me that was me kwaye pe me opponent opompo o apomudi onya pomudi o so ba kwaye bi
the ebu honu magra age is a barrier there are a lot of things
he's into the medical field into
intino efiada nipa do do no am betima kwayi moja de aboa no wo momodi say wodi wo hu ebejim na yemo hu deru na manfo hu no say sebe nam ho ni adna aban be ye bibia aban timi ma moja aban timi nye moja ne twe efie ho de de amofoforo enti no wose ye bohu deru
with CP doctor mame insha in common say with you probably obeje bra address almost all the issues you want to address and then nimnya for makenso e de mo so adwenkyere ne o mo adwene foforo bi ho ebetimere tudwa ti mame insha say with you
I mean I shall say a free a major come on in the year. Now my catcher and say there's a parliament outside parliament.
There's a parliament outside parliament.
And you're welcome to outside parliament. I mean, it's interesting. Some more kind. Most of them. Some not to do no. Now, was so set the agenda, man, but they only mean may or not can decline. Especially, from
independent.
Yeah, I would have declined commentary, but that's his choice. My Emra soldier for call Ashamai. Abufu so koye domoye no. Sada na unia obi nete akunwa so. Me bufu pa ekasati ai. Na ne memfa bufu boko. Asema mejo kan ye no. Metwe akonanim kakra kase. NPP as a political party leadership. So mbetua na mo akire se wo ye party wo mo pere yo. Wo mo so na sponsor president na Danko Akufo-Addo. Man be ye mampani a wodi asi na ni so se. E famu agudi a ye fa kwamboni so tu no. O tu so sa no. So mo title din dia. The gentleman in question,
the PC
parliamentary aspirant or a parliamentary aspirant, on Yambe candidate answer. In himself party no one share, they can withdraw him to send a strong message.
But they're against those things.
Yes. As some kind of na said they made your busa no. They na all patchere. And che emsa de chi na wo wafidie so. Money obi kasa wo hono a say. Yakobu obia ye say oyeso jani wakacho omo so oyeso jani omo ampamu ya ede sika twitwa no wie ye kodu police station ye twitwa no wie no ye send no ko police station say police for no nya emfa nipa na ye twitwa no nya den ya mfa na ko hospital afi ye hwehwe no ho a ye hu say oyeso jani. How do you connect the two? Omayine amamrai ne yedi adwuma o Ghana ha, this national constitution. The worst offender of this law, the wa from mrai kese pa ye friend treason. Onumpo owo kwan e wo mrai ase se obetwitwa adwen age no. Ansa na obi a wadi ewuo. Ansa na ebebua no kumfo no, owo ho kwan se otwitwa age no. Nti denti ena so bi aye bone se den ya chi no mu doso chen no ye fa nko police station ya se ye dwudwa no me gidi se Ghana police sahene dampare danu Dr. Akufo dampare won be hwehwe mu nipa wo me yesa de ni ra
Asempa FM Asempa.
Yet my muna say one more yankasa ya boka atete womo adi akade ama omo say womo fa mo ho ban womo ntumi mo ho ban womo betumi afom omo fa mra na yede bo ombefa so na yetutu hye womo so sa on statement na every forces public relations by no a deep my improve ku womo Mayam kosho mo bufu kra. O mahini mitie me mfa ntetie mu emeye sojani. Nanso oba me so ataka. Yese aboa no kana ni breso. Na mpese obi a yatete no. Asiesie no. Adenti na sese yakoye sa. Enti mesensi subio. Papa no a oka sansem no. Major de wakase enka o mepachew o mahine me fans ho a to serve as a deterrent
beyond the chopper no.
Yes, his political party say anyam filing no as a candidate or an aspirant. He's not yet a candidate. Yembie nominations ana yebie MPs amotia mo file nti obi anyenye candidate menyini se ono so nko na free sama ayi mpeso ano so ono a obetumi agina. Even among thieves there is honor. Akronfo mumpo omu di ni die ma omo ho ubetumi abokro no wo ba bia fa ho adi na ko wia wo yonko kro no omo chiwa amai na omo yodan omu twauti. There must be limits, restraint. Into obia owo ayi leadership aspirations and also akanye opese okodi kan wo bibi mu no sabi anya asem bia na wo so to no nareka anya asem bia na eka na ho anu na no omuhia no
community miners
amu free
in persuasion
amu ye established community miners amu ye legal miners.
Yeah, maybe say whether he was dealing with illegal.
No, I'm just saying, I'm making the point. Say you claim on obey. Let's establish that the identity of Nipa no Mushiano. Omo ye community miners, omo legal permits. Omo de mania, omo concession. What is their identity? What is their name? Let's see those things. Otherwise, obi abet man kasa meni Nipa bia kocha omo ye community miners. Now community miners are there no crown. How do you reconcile it with or minus sa or see O2 I was had so? Look, sometimes I don't want to talk about this mining thing because or man can be 2006 any movie no say we should hold a moratorium on mining in Ghana. Nenye cost benefit analysis. That call was never heeded. And the Ekobasa. Yes, say yensu. Yes, say yensasi. Yes, say yemframa. And imagine a ya bomodin so be Ghana Health Service. Omo report omo on areas are mining areas. Any MPs are more interested say some mining activities become one. Reckless mining, irresponsible mining. Ayamane the state of children with disability aye warm ko high. Emma a woman some reproductive system eko high. I say more. Omayene there you cry say metal substances are who won confirm mojamu any ade ekosoro ewo some mining enclaves. Na ye kwa pe ahode ene ye beye de nenam. Ye make am fe no. They to subio eye MPs apria akoso parliament who say look my boss kakra na mianu mienu MPs that here more standing orders more a new one we amended and in national constitution na mudi adwuma mudsi anamuma mpeso aso enya manuku. They represent constituencies,
not political
parties. They don't. Anybody should show me in the constitution how they represent political parties in parliament. They are not.
They got their
They are elected on the tickets of political parties, yes, but they don't represent those parties in parliament. Mamin chodi entia. Say who free I have for constituency as enough. Say what to aba constituency one more, and I will feel constituency hail from her. Colonization and your constituency, or MP.
There be.
And now Bano. Say what to Abama Bano, one to Abamano. Once I hear to Abba, do no, and your first past the post, MPs. Do no, honorable Telabi or Tian Musisi, or my free lower manana, and your Munyana to Abamano. Of course. But he represents all of them. Antibano or representative. Say what to Abamano, one to Abamano. Once I had to Obama and say, on Najina Sam Peswano so, I will Mashebe Fee no, who can move? And the Sabe M. Coban say, Sabi, Minia Alexander, a Kwasakwa, or Downhormo, MPP from Kwana, or Jina MPP Dimunti, MPP from Kwana, or Kwaku Jinama Omo, no constituency one more, Busano. A year a day or and this for the Yakobi. What's Oko? Ezi ninya yes sa woko Roma ninya yes sa woko Nkramofonia yes sa woko ujina ho man peso ano so what is this? Unfortunately omo ese se omo kire ye no hwede omo kire wo maka what happen e kame akoye say minua Haruna Idrisu any muntaka mu ayesesa wo na me ofa say dun ketia they were foreseeing and no more person mu create sa problem ya e ya ba no say yanka so ayi ato forcing a minority leader nti say waye BBP na say okofi simra
FM.
Sabe no washa si o. When say he was standing trial and he be minority leader. No. So me in my analysis, my dream no. It was to create this problem. Say name na shebe dwa form wo gina omo ye to abayi wo mu NDC anamu no. Wo mu nkase. Enam say wo mu ba no dani ana say wo mu kanifo wo ya sha say prosecuting the dada no. Asem kwa ya kia kan wie no. Ya nkase no nti. Ye ne na shebe dwa fie adwuma no ye di go. Na nya bia minority for no. Mumu wa na ye to aba ma wo mu mpeso aso on mo no. Ye de ato forcing etache mo. Which of you had your elections tied to ato forcing? No, please. You are there as a caucus, I understand. But you are also there representing individual constituencies. Don't deny that. So how can you say, ato forcing minimum? Sententia ne didina, I will talk against it. Se kangaroo court ne didina, I will talk against it. Minua Penny, Dr. Stephen Kwabena Puni, me feel say the case na achedodo. I've spoken about it. I'm praying, say, obey friends say vindicated at the end of the day. That's my wish. But I will not say case na charge and to be in kangaroo court. Anything I could take them say, hey, me nothing. That's absurd.
That's what we've been used to.
We cannot accept that under a constitutional rule.
Kabila, let me on this point. Let me intervene. Now, me more with little information about what actually happened. The Ekosiisen NDC caucus in Parliament and can say ma ato forcing and court. What we are saying is say every member of this country, and I say every leader in this country know what certain privileges members of Parliament have. And then a first day I reopen what do you call it? It's not an ordinary record, but we are reconvening to start the last session of Parliament. And it's one much letter and they come judge and say, and then can you excuse our leader because Obe play part in the reopening of this session, this last session? And I did now reject it. So he should come. And he said, look, and he uncle no mra. We sat. As I speak to you, sorry.
My friend.
Because of this engagement, and I'm sorry for you, Oba. Parliament is sitting.
Well, you see, I like this.
Yes.
But you have not exhausted all the means available to you.
No.
Me pacho. A high court. Mamino, ya Prince Court judge or city as additional high court judge.
Yeah.
Her decision is not sacrosanct. You can challenge. No, yeah, you see, the burden of democracy is fidelity to the law. The burden of democracy. So what say what pay kabi mean kabi?
Yeah.
Rule of law, constitutionalism. Yanfa periperi ejuma. Asasa wonya botre na okase ade adidi mi enye judge kura so mo kani sen koka nso waka enya hwe. I'll go upstairs and appeal her decision on the face of the law, because more you convinced say maame no nyina so mo de koye no esese nko tie and I was won tie omro so mpo Supreme Court kura kwa asem so na oka wi a yetimi ko review. The me patch and say,
what you say? You betray on Comra.
What he read, what Omahini read, Omahini read something that says, you will not cooperate and perform your functions as members of Parliament representing constituencies.
Parliament, but statement there by you know.
Yeah. What's
Agboja statement no on release you know. Patch they say until say.
No, but are you sure that because you see sometimes
and that's
the point is that the point is
from one because I mean
a minority leader the letterhead.
Exactly. So let me read it
I'm
out.
not privy to that.
So you see,
the point was that we were supposed to
NDC
wait
minority caucus to solidarize with minority leaders.
that's what I'm saying. Let's pick and choose.
Yeah.
The NDC minority caucus will only be available for the business of parliament after proceedings of the court have ended.
That is the point.
On the days
yes, that's the point.
scheduled on the days
Yes.
scheduled for the hearing of the ongoing ambulance case. On the days.
On the days. Yeah.
So until you need us,
No. Obeko court. Time on court.
We are saying that on the days.
Let me tell you. We have revised. No. Don't. What we are saying is that Obeko court now bans on the city. Now your new standing orders. Your trim Saturday night say your weapon 2 near it. This time around, once we have business, no, say 12 midnight. Yet to be trusted. And it's in the Obeko court and opa. Because honestly speaking, who court assemble when anymore. Obuka could hear no. Obetu aba bejira hono aye obenya concentration. Timi ye nti dey can say Obeko court na ba na aba transit. After all this time no. The standing orders need to say you betimi transit up to 12 midnight. Even if only
Doctor,
that's all.
Me ya ne doctor ya dwene say.
Obeko court.
Me ya ne doctor ya dwene say.
Enti document.
Me ya ne na ya dwene say. Sa court is 70. And I hear to force in mu kwa be ma no
No,
Okay,
please.
so you see, media. Let's say I'm being speculative.
Yeah, certainly.
Let's say I'm being speculative, but I'm giving you a justification for my speculation. May a rational speculation, logical.
Ususu say.
Yes. Kwaya ye fast so didn't buy. You understand? But here's the point. Media must remain a minority for.
That we could have made Police Dada the leader. Also a case of court.
So I'm coming to that.
Sorry, I say.
Maybe, and I'm coming to that. The hypocrisy on the part of your party.
Why?
Outside Parliament. Almost a press conference. The party did a press conference. That means 2 million kuma sami jemfiwa. Come sa. Mami said natamakulu. Say ono judge a pronounce a guilt judgment on her. I will not cry a sentence in absentia. I see Interpol cry pediatrician. What is our my press conference? Minia Penny Stephen Kwabno Puni doctor or standing trial.
Yeah.
No NDC ni or NDC ni.
Yeah.
What is our my press conference?
Yeah.
I'm coming.
NDC ni keko NDC ni
please. Oh.
Yeah.
Call Honorable Collins out, Madam.
Yeah.
Standing trial.
Yes.
My press conference as a party. I mean, you see, get my point. So, how special is Atuforsen? Need trial. I no. And the part that is most dangerous. It was silent in Muni say Atuforsen is being persecuted. When you say your constitution, a brass persecution.
Yes.
That so okay. The lawyer standing in for him. Meaning penny, Madam for look. They can on the strength on the basis of persecution alone.
Listen.
Knock out the case.
So your claim
on
is
the
that
issue,
in the light of the above, the continuous persecution.
Yes.
Continuous
He's been persecuted.
Listen, let me tell you.
But persecution is not.
the court has decided there's a case to be answered.
Let's not attack.
It is let me tell you. Listen to me.
I have done politics.
Yes.
Politics. Yani I say I jai partisan politics cry and still politics in the womb and the papa go for say you have got a time. You decision. You want to grant it. A man for the bebo. Yayama politics. The government of the day. The party that sponsored the government of the day. Minority party people. Yenia ye amanyosem. Ye nyina ye hu yonkrofo hi wokana. Adentia. Me say akronfo mu mpo. Omu di nidie ma omo. Ubetimi abokro no ba bia, but ukobọ yonko krono, oyonko kronfo krono a. Yes hade ye mfamfa ho. Let's set limits and set boundaries and establish some restraint. That's leadership.
Oklite.
Yeah. The American is there.
Persecution is the word.
Listen to me. The Ekosiisen court on until say be boa anono ninya ye theory. I will propound it. Say ebia ye ma ko ye see and ko ye see and we could see here and the probability say we yes what been so ko bokro na wa bokro no ninya ye theory. And it is because he's being persecuted based on one few facts are not to crown. That is the kind of theory more advancing insofar as this what do you call court case is concerned. Until say a case, I'm a court, I'm a judgment. All that is going on is just theory.
No, but is the theory? Can the theory be described
as
conclusively? As
yes, somebody's here. That's what I'm saying.
And
because
I disagree.
Please, you see, based on the facts that are available to you,
But that's
you will also conclude and go ahead.
No, but that's why a work court. I'm more jumping to
Can say,
yeah.
Say no. Utia, the Ekosiisen say we cannot go into the details. It is say but me I can also say that you have just come out with a certain, a concept to be based by a certain theory.
A rational, speculative concept.
Yeah, which is theoretical. It is theory.
Rational,
it is theory
concept.
Don't make a theory. It's on paper until it comes into being.
How does it come into being?
Oh no! After exhausting all the facts.
No.
I
don't think you are right in saying that.
I have a theory.
A case is speculative.
Yes.
When you can say facts have been established.
Yes.
Facts have been established. It is no longer theory or speculation.
No, it is theory.
Facts.
No, they are theories. No, they have not.
They can be
Listen.
disproved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Falsified.
It is theoretical.
No,
right now, no.
It
is. It is your word against my word, and it an arbiter. Baba Transi. No, put the faith of putting facts together.
My brother.
No, I come out with a certain position.
My brother.
Don't
let us pretend. Don't let us pretend. Say, I think we shall see.
Yes.
Attorney General, any prosecution of the state.
That's right.
At the subo ball, Uran, any nipamienu.
Very well.
Aka, mom yemiasa.
That's right.
Attorney General Nankasa Kase, and nam apomudin mu a yimroyentino, bako yayina frimu. And a camino.
Very well.
No mumienu na akano. Or born in Crowe, and almost say. Attorney General Timinfa, Nina Sobia, my SSM Yano, I'm Remo Homa Wom. And you are the court, no. And a judge and say, Dabio, one man in a saw, until my application of focus, no, my bogu. And you want to mean, at this point, a theory.
It is. Let me tell you something, Meba. Say, a theory.
Oh, mine, I don't want to go into the matter. All I'm trying to say is that more MPs, no, perform your duties as representing your constituencies and stop this wholesale say your leader stand the trial into yenye juma.
Say theory. So the begana say aka judge no hu ye no aka o ma sentence wo dada. But because tie case is not the buy no. Otherwise why would they tell them obaka chom say o me yi ano. O mo si be yi ano because this is what obi aba be kan won.
Because obi the assembly to say
yes, depend say ma be hu say we be farm ade wo ha say ni.
And that's a normal practice.
A normal practice because until it is established, it is theory. Bija judges bija prosecutors and that's why they said nobody is pronounced guilty until found, until nobody is guilty until you are found, you're proving guilty. And no prove.
Proving guilty then also becomes theory.
No. Until you are proving guilty.
And no, then
dance here.
1 year dance here. Because you see sometimes people won't say the question. I mean, I don't want to go into the details because I'm a lawyer. The question has to do with raising of LCs. The question now. Who say? Obinti asiye. No obinti asiye. Ene ebo bra. Etino means the me can say. The me can say. And then the can say. You see a leader e parliament. Da obekọ court no. You be twa am na court no aba. Na aba wa transit. Period. Fortunately for us no. You standing orders here, say na my leverage. bet me go transfer to 12 midnight. Providers are buying the business we say yeah be.
Omahin.
And no.
Yeah, me you king.
Muko transfer up to 12 because I mama
They don't. Yeah, me you king. Unfair to your majority for. Because Momo say
we have a hung parliament.
Momo say Mobet Yatra up to 12.
They don't have majority.
Na yes one no paye jare. Ababet na parliament ye be adwuma no. Na yet tete manchia sa atwen say.
Bisano ya to say no ya approve nomination.
No more part of it.
Ose.
Will not be a part of it.
There be on count sorry.
Why sorry?
And so you cannot.
No, but parliament has approved. You see, wow. Kabila say yetuma wo tie Kabila say
let him advance it.
Kabila say yetuma wo once a amount for na kasa no ya kasa.
So you believe in that principle?
It is true. No, we cannot run away from that.
I see.
We cannot run away from that.
Who cannot resist that?
No, but so you see when we talk about I say adewe cacophony skirmishes and yeah no a game oh yen kasa yen kan but they know in principle they are part in reality.
Obaye asema me pese me ka esusu dia de say die nnuan mu NDC for ye no wo mu nya hweye
wo mu hweye
hwe ehunu bi penti na asrewa
ojini batata
na wayi nani ato nchen huruye wa moja mpani tiri ho huruye wo wi moja nye wo mu ye na aisa ne intimidate court
Of course.
na intimidate judge no emboa yen ene democracy a ya bo ho bra bedu sa pempeso yi asene asem no e koso no mo amu ye bua mo leader no mo ye bua the for dada because sabe se owo nyinaso se asem no obetimi ejina no na watwe ne ho afiri mu a sabe time kwota na chi ana parliament amoma ni nya adwuma akopim so be kokota ba no eno na be ye de wono ankasa momu bie ni wono ma mo kwako gina ho koyi da no momu bie ni wono mu a mo kwako to no mu nyina mo kwa mo dudu no kwa mo nshen court mu ho no mo eti de mu ya ne se mo panichi majority for say
mo panichi Ghana
yet na ho no mu no pa ye be dwade akotena ho ne titete manhwe saa twen ya se mo be kokota ba adan anisifo e de na Ghana fa yem
wako executive aka kra bo hu enso fa so obenya time ko ye wadwuma no pa
na se ma
oh no say I have a friend it is say no okay because you see we are minister we are
minister
say wo wadwuma pa ko ye na odi no ba no pa so uni bibi interestingly when you care kohwe attendance omuka ya ukohwe everything bia no
mo crowd dos jo
we ye dos je womu ma they don't come womu ma majority amuka say yes staff mo adwuma ni ade
they
don't come
and also a very serious matter.
Oh, yes, serious. I'm telling you.
Don't tell me
is it when you get to
that's why it's not theoretical.
Now what no no what says a man cheers they don't sabe 4 years or more. No,
which means we serious.
Parliament
okay, so yeah me pese me tia se oklite se no anytime era to force in court be oklite anytime era to force in court be the decision is that mo be join
ye be twen no ye tie nyina ye nko e ho no ye be twen no
okay mo twa owia
ya ba be transi
mo twa ne mpaye mu anase mo twa ne
and they say mpaye mu say what we
is there a way mo betimi ama mo nipa bi no akoka no ho na afi mo matenya ba
ya dwuma ma man
unim say no parliament ono mo no yeah the numbers is ye adwuma largely say ye nyina ekogu ono mo na ankrofo ya mo majority for mo parliament now we go raise the issue of Koromo. You be a journey and adwuma no kra na enkoso.
Do you agree with your favor?
Of course. Until you can say ye nya adwuma no, you say let's wait for our leader to finish the business na court on mo. Oba, you be to aso. In any case, the Ekasisin say the first
but what
Can I ask a
leader Oyare, and because of an emergency, this very important exercise.
You don't wish in anybody's over.
There are circumstances we never wish for, but
of course, but it doesn't happen. Let that one happen. You could do so. You be
court no. And then a minority side no. Mo be ya enunti mo pese owie ansa na motimi aba be participate.
Oh, you're a spokesperson so far as
I agree, but I'm saying that mono in your individual rights as a representing constituency. And then chef fan na mo be nya wo na semo a e koso court no mu a enunti muntimi nye madwuma age so no afiri ho no aba.
Kabila say bibi koso na ye ne nyi ho na ye ne nyi ho. We have the right,
yes, to express. I agree.
Say ye nko parliament because ye nipa or court.
But mo nyina so ne say mo de asem bi court and a court na ntie. Mo ko appeal. Mo questions had there no. And yet you are defying.
Court
date no so. Ya shada da wu. Parliament asitran ya ye kwe ye bia no. Ya ne say let everybody for. It is a nyamo pa. Ye the aba for say 11 and a year here.
Ye wo ansana ye be call recess no na ye wo calendar.
Okay, so
everything is scheduled.
Okay,
then the air can say.
Okay,
the air can say Yako fee how many weeks near?
Okay, so
how many weeks? You buy you cram ye check.
By the end of July.
That's the point. Are you saying say?
And so nyema wa ye enyo market.
And also anything if
I don't think I want some near ye adwuma.
But Oklite, but why are you saying this and doing this? Because no matter a walk mo table so does.
Really?
No a short period. Some bit me
we must sacrifice our leader.
What is the sacrificial aspect here?
No, it is also part.
Persecution, no.
It's also part.
Persecution,
no. Me
what is the say? Yeah, full say. Court no. Woman no kono. Woman the Ekos no and
so whose interest are you serving in parliament?
We are serving everybody's interest, including our leader.
You see, they are just intimidating the courts.
We are not.
You are just intimidating
we are not.
The court.
Look, you see,
Mommy didn't have them come here.
Pronouncement that if you court
pronouncement that's not what the NDC is saying.
We are not what we are saying is
the minority is worried that when they petition or drew the attention of the judge to the roller play on a specific day,
they made an application. And I'm saying that if the judge declined, you can appeal her decision.
Well, that's for them to do.
Yes. So, but when you submit to the rule of law, you must bear the consequence.
The point is that you see the fact in say asem no a ekoso no nipa ko a oye involved no oye sitting member of parliament.
Yes.
Oye sitting member of parliament.
He's
not. You see, it is towards arrest.
But
the immunity doesn't apply there.
No, anything about obstructing wejuma e parliament no. Wejuma no. Wejuma no parliament takes precedence over everything because anything I say won't be preventing or no ba won't be preventing. So they begin to say, and today can say pay holiday season na mo na court sa ye bie enne reopening of parliament. Na see nipa no okwa akokasa e wo hono mutino. Mo ma no. Mre no nko kasa. Na mu tu ade ni enti da fufuro a. Mo si wey.
Abo so sa dey kan sa dey a. Ene kasam na etimi ni wi da. Because they be obeko court to be no. And obeka say e was say okasa parliament nti.
No.
Ye nya no nko kasa
specific reason.
It's okay, it's enough.
What we say enne ye be parliament ya kofi mo amu nim judges no to nim. Ya call recess.
Let's
for a period.
Let's raise this matter. I'm sure as the days roll, the decision politics. But now the most important thing is that your flag bearer, our former president.
That's right.
Or say Obe bring most of these Kolangs banks Obe restore.
Yes.
Based on
unbiased
assessment.
Well, you see, Omahini, banks are abai we be gu omu nyina na tama asem ne baye no ye kan ye ma ye ma kwan anka ye de be fa so because uba be gu adwuma normal mienu miensa and obehwe first obehwe say juma we me pese me gu nui bibi wo ho a metimi aye betimi agina ne nan so ana se bibi wo ho a meye a betimi agina ne nan so dia meye afensu edenti na ema bank no boka eye nipa na wo mo hwesu no ana na wo mo ma what friends say eye management na entimi hwe ade no so yie na eba ne sa na say management dia they can say ubetimi yi management na fi ho na they can esi wo Nigeria esi wo America before 2008 when we call recession you know, it was real estate among for go bobu tie bebre wo banks and prices of houses they falling and want to entua and banks na go bobu tie won no mu bo form a judgment on the part of management no I want to investment now a problem and it's what they did was that those now when we are in charge no and ye pamu wo mo and a buy no compare EUSU wo mo central bank no e di compare bosia because Bank of Ghana a lender of last resort or compare bosia and the share banks no because they wanted to protect jobs because we number of amount for wo gu wo depending on those banks now wo do so do the thing and into the air can say aban no say nye out of malice and I say minimum target wo ni ade dia then there should have been fair assessment and in the process no banks yi anka ye ngu wo mo anka aban be take you over especially as see ayepe adwuma look let me use Indum's issue no as an example Indum the bank no o hwe as at the time I ba be gu no na am say owo what do you call it branches more than even commercial bank micro retailing because uko commercial bank now uko bobo say 200 I go mu hwe wadim but I tell you say uko ba me krom ho no mu abolo sellers ni wo ba mu ton chinam ni ade no bo ho no ma sika ope a odi be ye na adwuma ni nyina ya about 500 Ghana. This is what the Indum group Indum ni bank no was doing in these areas. Now, at the same time, no, or Bobusian so the contractors ni ade. Aban we buy no contractors are omuko Bobusian ewo Indum hono no rightly or wrongly no. Woman fa woman aban entua scanner ma woman. And I buy so the position of minimum we say no to buy. I was even a quacofa sikanefi. Pay our people. Utia contractors now, they will come and pay us and we will pay woman. And at the same time, no, for the first time, many fee, me who governors of various who governors of Bank of Ghana, me who vice presidents, me who chairman and chairman of economic management team. Menti so biako that Bank of Ghana governor oye happy to face the camera na all trumpet home bank ye ba be guo na o mahini say ne commercial bank say nyina si ekoyi sika fi on ma commercial bank be gu there's no bank betime gina na nan so ene say ban say obia so kwa koyi ni sika because they buy money and sell money entino de bia me ka say I am not a banker though but me share. Basically, every banking institution, there's an element of proxy, Ponzi, because the money that you bring in, that is what they lend to the people, and that is what brings the profits. Element any bank, no. So those who the woman who musica abano, so woman the back, that's the amount for the panic. Woman the same come, that's a biako yini sika bank ni begu. The other thing is that the management is on the practices. Enye proper wo ma hwe so yi a wo mu suban se wo mu bokro no ni ade wo mu so abetu ma bank dey eku eniti no se bank no problem na wo honom no and yes sir e bia wo metimi nya adwuma but because amanfo gisika no edi kofa baby emma we no mo wo mo boss akro no you have to deal with them na interestingly no ohwe the course of banking sector wo mo kan say sika banks no put together eyeka ananka wo anything ma yegu bank no that was 9.5 billion but a bank we see all solve problem no sisi ekura no bono esan komati say Dr. Baumia say ya yesika wo group indum na yedi investment oba betua man and also in addition to the 25 billion no man spending that I know and you know banks they cut 9.5 now you going I mean say no and counting 25 billion and counting the can say if this government has really done a proper assessment without malice Mijiri says some of the banks anka.
But how are you able to always read into this malice?
What are you talking about?
Malice.
They see there are a clear example. Listen to me. The American ultimately no. But listen to me. The American say
just be careful.
No.
Every persecution about malicious intent. The next minute after that. But I'm asking you a question.
Because the point is that listen to me.
I now see theory.
I
don't know the banks have been collapsed.
But I'm saying that
collapsing banks. You are making sure
if you disagree.
Best practice. When banks have a problem with Honma, now the problem can be traced to management. You remove the management. You resource because you need to maintain the job opportunities for the youth and for the workers. If it is not, if it is the work of the management, you clear them, bring in, put in the money. It's 9.5 billion, okay? I could do almost 30 billion. They say no. That 9.5 billion. They support two banks now. And then this government is giving 2.5 billion. What do you call it to NIB? I don't want to talk about it because and also will be repeating what I'm criticizing. Well, if you can do that for a bank like that, why didn't you do same for the other banks? Because banks they were not serving just their interests, they were serving the interests of Ghanaians. So
what was the challenge when your administration then?
Yes.
Realized that some of the bank's performances were not appreciable.
Listen,
but ameba. Yes. With various sums of money.
Right. Yes.
What really happened in Tiana still? Majority of these banks,
listen,
they were not living up to expectations.
Look, what actually happened is that you see, the energy sector, debt was part because some of the banks, now they were overburdened with loans from this sector. I don't want to because government was owing them, and that was the reason why the the government then, after supporting them, was say enough. We decided say let's go for this energy sector levy, right? For 5 years. I can say a nuisance tax. They say we might extending it for 10 years, and we might collateralize it. We said, look, given the numbers. Given the actuals now, we could make about 300 million. This 300 million will go and save those banks now. Because if you pay the contractors, they will send the money back to the banks. So they say they will send the money back to the banks, and then the banks will become liquid. Then the issue of one more liquidity problem near the over a period. So they make an answer. So it wasn't that the government was not thinking about considering helping and taking them out of the situation and everyone. Unfortunately, when these people came, what we were supposed to use the ESLA for, and then up to now, we are burdened. Some of the banks are still under, they are still having such a problem. And this was the kind of, visionary policy a yɛde buy.
So we are guaranteed say under the presidency of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Certainly.
Some of these banks, no.
Yes.
They will come back.
Some of them, yes, but they must come back.
They will or they must.
They must come back. They must come back. You see, do you know that some of the even the microfinance will no more discount commercial banks on Mudia. No more discount commercial banks. And they fund one programs no more. And these big commercial banks, no, woman and energy contractors, no, what discount or no. Anything, no. The embassy Michelin say, yes, say, His Excellency say, they will do proper assessment. Look, if you look at KPMG for one more assessment, if I was looking for it, I was looking for it, but I didn't get it. Document. We have fair assessment. We say this government, in fact, will dear bro when it comes to handling the energy,
the banking
sector.
crisis.
No. Seriously. But, and yet, one essence say, Ghana Hanumono, every businessman, who ni yonku, yeah, the same business. The Obeya and say, Oba and the Katina, and also be bringing it down. Then the bear between survival.
Okay, I mean, that's
the banking sector. That is what happened.
Let me place on record. Say aban baye ungu bank biya. Ni akoso eye measures. Eye normal with business. Banks na who they call form. Nye ya breso na banks na who they call form. 2015-2016. Na John Mahama ye president. And the banks no e shase say omo ho de e call form. Sabre no on mine and I say menka ban on mine the sika e share sa banks yi mu. Sika ye de ma wo mu na echi no. Ekopie say somebody sika de be share bank nim na om de aye adwuma e de aboa wonu mu a wom de sika koto wonu no. Some of these banks diverted the money. And no and a year or mamu has say will be quite in the sika police in India humitia a burro no is on record. It's on record.
That was
the first job. The first job.
Oh, say,
the part you see diamond.
No, it wasn't 2015. It was 2017.
No.
After
20
after the bank.
After that,
it was after 2016 as I didn't see one.
Okay, I'll check.
Check.
One incident cry.
It wasn't one incident. Yet him said there incidents be brave. But the air patch then say, you were your mama what pair a bemu or try out to be with our banksy. Edisika share warm. As someone a pay a some cassia pow. My I have some cassia power must say, see, yes, you should more. One free ya. Obi adwin by and say, na yenim says our banks no, they were not ready to survive. And so on my no disikapuduo ekochemu. Sasika no na akoka omo ho. Eti aban ba ya wo ye hwehwemu hu say, there be said ya mo run musika yi, financial sector no enye stronger, and no man no ye ni nyina so bia. Eti enye wa wunti min capitalize hu up to a level no, the obeya ne say, yen kamumom na mo ahoɔden entimi nyina na the confidence in the financial sector no emra me sure me ka Ghana pumped over 25 million, that's a 2.5 billion into this effort is a program say
25 billion Ghana cedis
fine, I will check here. Say yanyane saa no a and Kaibedu Pempenso Bino, na Obia Besro this Kakrabeto Bank. And Umpo, and no, of course, one pono, and then still at the confidence in the financial sector, and said I knew level I yeshe. Ain't it said, Nay, Rabama so bar, banks are ye cow mubomu, yengu bank biau, ye car banks in the boom. Say, CBG. Oh, CBG. Yes. No. That be GN Bank CBG.
I had an account with CBI. I also have with GN Bank.
Yes,
but now that account has been
yes,
it's with CBG.
But the banks is collapsed.
Then you may purchase a couple of money for mu CBG. It is said you be save one. It is me purchase say, sir, one more ya try one more. Na was so much sikabi. Frantically, omo ye ya nya sika na mane om de fiase ni ade nyina no. Ye misa se sa bre no a na omo banks capital banks ni ade nya adwuma no a motam sika de ma wo mo no ade na manya hwehwemu ehunu se sika no a ye de ma wo mo no oman kana na ye bo egu wo mo so na egu oman no so na enne obeka se oba sa banks yi na abesa ma na ba biu
no Ebajo completed the statement now His Excellency here no or say after what assessment
but sa assessment here na wo ye ansa wudi sika ma wo mo wanti mi amfa sika na ansa anhye adwuma mu ma banks na ntime nyina ne na so enti se ye ba ye ntu na mo amfa sa banks anka momu a enka ye financial sector no enka ye bubu kra enti se na wo ka se wo be sa return those banks to the banks are existing in different shapes and forms. Measures are allowed in business world.
Of course, yes.
And these banks have been merged. Ownership aye mumudi ade nanim na oman ne ka say amanfo sika ye de aba munti no oman no koso ade sika hyemu oman no koso ade sika hyemu no ene se muntwum ho ntranchen na de bia me ka say ya yenso ye die ya sa bank owners nyina bi ni nam ho sa bank owners bi ene nam ho ebi omo try no ebi fa kire apacho no mamane ade na ya ade ayetimi I try woman na no credit pie no nyina kofi ase a kamenyi no so bi begina ka say sabe on bias you did that just say ye bias na say
no so because me nye bias
ye no bias na Bank of Ghana ni mpani atena se ene wo mo nim de aye hwehwemu hu no say sika ya se ye de hye sa banks yi mu se ye koso ase ye de sika be hye mu a wa hwe beton Ghana na de ahye mu on be divert sika na ya de foforo. And that was what they were doing till 2015, 2016. Yebra Mahama, yes, sir. Obe save those banks, no. O pese kashe munyina, still ano. Omantibi enyi no manaso. It no be kaso oba obeye on by yas. Wan no asa mo ba. Enti na be say yenya perso Bank of Ghana ya assessment. Na hu say we no mo ntibi nyina mo manaso. Omunye sikare masika ye de amom mpo no edin so benya de aba no. Enu ti yenka mumom na omo client no entimi nya rechemu banking system no ye bone ye gina simpie so a nya de wo se ye ka sem bia keke because e ba se ye analyze near scrutinize nsema ye kan ye no a wan hwe amanfo behu se ye dada amanfo because we na wo be kan ye no wo ka ma na ye dan na bank orders nani age ana se client a wo mu ehu se MPP aban na abeje wo mu a ne wo mu banks eda so ye adwuma omo da so wo omusika omo ye adwuma whatever banks that were merged no omo komu konyo omusika no na ayomodan is it just the brand name say that me was so bank and na me was so bank and the bama nipa de ni age na say dan me madwe ya ye me say there was an interest in sa recapitalization bi na course wa still an man fisika no anya hwe no madwe ya ye me say there was an interest and unti na wo princess oba ba mu a obesan amoma san ba into business. Don't mess up Mugana for Bio Sabio.
Okay, so I welcome Darcy. Mamenka say me bambo life insurance any MTN akesi any na telecell and so the whole life insurance so edin share some could be ede bro and ede tenema biase ho ana they won't expect crano na atiesim na afia ma osika semu IBB or nta me catch say me bambo life insurance or MTN any telecell by Holland Life and also cry because said Tibiano idea also on baby meet you bra here on mopa and 10 Ghana City 25 Ghana City 50 Ghana City busumi biano na unya up to a year 30,000 for a year and as an unfortunate incident be AC. To be a part of it, Akwanya da also between there as little as 2 cities, 10 Ghana City, 25 Ghana City, 50 Ghana City per month. Ibiana on share as I say ODD Juma say open so we are part of me Bambo Life Insurance or MTN Telecell so by Holland Life Assurance over dial *269# *269# na chese me Bambo Life wasema MTN Telecell for through Holland Life Assurance no more yen no na fi automatically no when ya yen komo bi omo no bedi then you follow the instructions na aboa e okwansom koso medical the synthesis tank one dance here swatch over make out say and in give us ediaba edwaso give us cool capsules give us herbal mixture give us GC mixture and capsules and if give us P capsules give us P capsules no very purposely for mature ejaculation and if give us GC mixture and capsules no and also a bra or jones so what is a emu na endemu yadi so take over give us herbal mixture so ekutia malaria typhoid and afi wonuma to give us cool capsules is very effective usisi oya amama ya dunya oyema team ana koko so hawa give us in roya mabrusu ebe hawe oko mamba bia pharmacy bia no benya bia to ana so friend 0543 222470 ana 0506851135 na wetimi ne won edi eye inkita ho me kra no mamenka o se jumeko ba ko abribe da me pese meje o mo ye tortina 74 ese se o kidney anase oliver anase o high blood pressure ana ulcer o sa how na tortina 74 ese ebo na sa how ya mabosu nyina etime ye fio prekopedia ma dodo na nkasa de o pese onya tortina dodo na 0246073498 and 05016289931 na watimi ni one edin kita doctor yep Dr. Kabila okay so wadaroma Dr. Kabila jasuka kawa mena enkwa homa so quickly a financial consultant Eric Niboy Kote also a quick intervention mina yeba back yeba Ni boy Kote good evening.
Good evening, Omahini. Mr. Mortis name.
Nyamiadum yehoye pa na onso e.
Nyamiadum sa e dum kakanta kwa.
Ya dasipi yenti asense opese odi wanotu yankomo kakra.
Me a financial consultant, me a compliance professional and a chartered banker.
Pacho, come again.
Me a compliance professional and then a chartered banker.
Oh, I see. Okay, so opese boy yankomo kakra.
I want to make a short intervention.
All right.
Miti, a very harmless statement on your platform. This will be say, "Odisi Onye banker." I was very much impressed when I heard that statement, and so it's like I am not a politician, and so I want to speak banking. The banking crisis thereby, there is so much more into it than saying kind of simplistically, The banking business, according to the Companies Act, is a special service governed by rules and regulations. When we talk about capital adequacy, it is a tool in managed banks. And so if we say a capital adequacy requirement is 10%, let's say, if you have 1 million cedis of deposits from customers, because the capital adequacy is 10%, and your capital is 1 cedi, the maximum you should lend is 10 cedis. If you think you have 1 million cedis of deposits and you can lend 30 cedis, increase your capital from 1 cedi to 3 cedis, so 3 divided by your risk-weighted assets, about 10%. There is no issue involved in sense people have breached capital adequacy ratio, and because of unemployment, the banks should not have been collapsed because the central bank wants to avoid systemic risk. The banking business is not a business for creating employment. It's supposed to induce industry, manufacturing, production, where the bulk of employment will come from. I heard something about America. The real estate sector cannot be smaller than the banking industry. And if what happened in the U.S. involved the real estate has nothing to do with unemployment or taking people out of employment, how can banking And so we make the issue look too simplistic. My last point, GN Bank, the monies he used in lending is not his capital. It is deposits repayable on demand to the depositors. And so if he felt he was lending to government, contractors who are working for government, he needed to look at his capital adequacy and the capital he has. The fact that he had deposits didn't mean that he had 1 million seed deposits. Contractors are working for government, so he would just lend without looking at capital adequacy. Indeed, if lending to those contractors was good, he also had opportunity of going to syndicated loan to the other banks, so that risk could have been spread effectively in the banking sector. Please, this discussion, let Pacho say, hold on, Kaka. Hold on, Kaka. I can't want them to be the international community is listening. And they are picking points about our financial service industry. Some of which will not, some communities are not too good for the industry.
But the question say, Eric Ni boycotting. The question say, some of these interventions, no matter if I'm ready, are difficult. Say, maybe we understand some of the more challenges are much more in that pattern bowl. So it's good that some of these things are coming because ordinarily, you can say I should hold on now because of certain impressions it will create when it comes to that space now. You're operating in implications. How well have you guys also helped to educate teaming supporters? These are how well have you also done that?
Maybe a chartered banker. I'm not a politician. I don't have that capacity at all. But William discussions here, am I interested? Am I intervention? It is when we have such platforms, then we can make these things for the public to get to know what's going around us.
Okay, finally, Maminu, we on this one.
Okay.
Member of Parliament for Lower Manya Petrobusa Kakra.
Yes. Okay.
Is he aware? Say the governor of Bank of Ghana, the then vice presidential candidate. I mean, they have gone on air several times to say that the banks were collapsing, and that also drove people to go and take their money from the bank, which led to some of the collapse of some of the banks. I'm complaining because I was not happy when the governor was always saying the banks are going to collapse, banks are doing this, and people withdrew their money, including my good self. Yeah, he was the governor at the time when he came fresh, That was the early stages.
Bacho, what's the question?
Well, his line of question is a very good one, but for a political platform, we wouldn't have all the time to exhaust it. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but under the circumstances, it is not a question that has to do with banking in the real sense of the word. But if you can make them some other times, we can exhaust them.
All right, I think that we should make time some other time.
Thank you very much.
So that event is come out there. But we are so grateful for this intervention at Ode Abreu. Very, very
Thank
grateful.
You.
Financial consultant Eric Ni Boykote and Yatineke. Doc.
Financial sector restructuring. Rana Ekosono. Me can say me back na me say ehun komodi no na nya dia ekoso yi communication financial sector communication komodi no ekoso na yente ase enti minua pani oklite aka there was a time on kasa na ye basa ema nkrofo bebre rashe say wo mkwakoyi musika wo no bia fro no abusa say ni de kaka ho communication na nkoso yi de toso bi wa meka ene say banking sector and as a financial sector no o man bia wo kan development history man bia na yes o develop stage no o go through one form or the other financial restructuring now o ya ani kun say obe create indigenous banks ade ba ko a oman yi ye ka se ye di hunya pa em say adan mi nya kwan ne opani samjona edi nkomo no kan sembi the sectors of the Ghanaian economy chichem offer manufacturing sector, for the mining sector, for the financial sector, for the communication sector, service sector. Ghana for aye womu 20 my say. So take the mining companies, the mining giants. Ghana for send a womb. The communication industry. Ghana for send a womb. Enti debia usika no wonya wo man mu han mo no. Eko. Debia anytime our currency no nye stable da. It doesn't matter what you do. Your gold from more good ye see ye two any de keka ho nyina no. Hwan mo dia ye two a ye hwan dia. Maka ne sa wie no enti say oman say ye financial sector restructuring no. Na say ye develop a selfish interest. Say omu nyina reports na ba no oman and I will caution the former president say babia okono e hotro. Onye very careful
in terms of
because reports are available I may say who communication mind no o kan bia true kapa some of the institutions na no but I'm still saying that na yes I say yenya vested interest say ye be protect bi deliberately omo ye nyema enye enso ye be cheda o protect say be ya ye be nya confidence ewo sa sector no mu na ye ma binom Ghana Force Bank ayeden agina ene Nigeria for banks edos wo Ghana achen Ghanaian banks a deliberate policy a o man no be ye enti mi di sade no ho ya minim de menua Alexander Kwesi Akwa person ka say yengu bank bia ubetuma ka sa asem no in theory. Yes.
Let's be careful.
But in practice,
let's be careful that you say your theory.
Yeah. It doesn't make us say. It doesn't make us say. But then, so they know person use theory or no and apply no. This is a proper use on paper. On paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Omongu bank bia. Adi omo ye ne say. Omo create. Adi a your friend consolidation. And omo ka omo nyina boom. E ma ne be ye Consolidated Bank Ghana. A bank for fra a PFU. Now, when you say banking sector restructuring and financial sector restructuring, call two world reports. The 2022 Economic Development Report by the UNDP, and they praised what we did. Then the second one, 2023, COVID-19 report on how we fed in terms of say the government responses to challenges and not COVID-19 happen. Oh my, the mechanical scene say mpenifonu bi wo hono mo a by now the communication aspect I make say am pampa say ye diverted funds eriko babia esesenka emra no yatu ana mon ama ye twen san krofo no bi aso a be kire say enye
kasa keke
enye bosremu ka na mom bibi koso ana enye den enye ntia me ni awodin sesesi a make kasansem no but my car reports no bi a serious and I don't know why aban no ye na dwene say only san komo no de ye tititi wa kire de untumi fa betra fie so enka but mesre Mompani Dada and Kaise.
Assessment.
Yes,
unbiased assessment. First also, look at the assessment.
It doesn't mean that maybe assessment that was done earlier was biased.
Honorable.
Because they are still some of them are in court.
Exactly.
In court. Unilever is court. I mean, there are a lot of people.
Banks are here. Can was me. A binum fee say. Yes, intention. That means yes, is omo. Omo jina court.
Yes.
I got various stages.
Yes,
they have won some of the cases and any de kaka ho. Enti and I been so omo lusu the same persons no. Enti asema jina court no. or say Obabe unbiased assessment contrary to the court no yeah nana. Please, I'm just raising questions. And that's why I make us say hot into on careful. Now my kind of be okay NDC 2008 manifesto. One can say they were going to reconstitute the Waku Commission.
Hey.
Okay.
Waku Commission.
Yes. The investigatee the commission report by on the late Yana, the Dagbon issues. It has come to a peaceful end. And then there's no problem. Yet Dagbon dia semde say Yana etufu enyade. Omukase omubabeye. In fact, they said they were going to set up a competent committee. Suggesting that Sir Commissioner Justice Waku Eda Nono was incompetent.
So you are referring them again to the same thing?
What happened?
Unbiased.
For 8 years. When he was vice president to when he became president.
Okay.
Mesaka will be no member of mine. You say kwatre kwakas obema ontuma na watini.
What does that mean?
Nye de ye kan bia beje aba ene ye pe. Ye kasa afa niema ekoso omamu hanu a enkoyi ye pese ekoyi a ye nka no nyina so ene kwan ye befa so atentene no. Yeah. Sebi de meka no. Intinsem ni bi wo court. Ye nimwie. Ye nim de bekwa kosi. And so we say Babaye unbiased what?
Assessment.
Contrary to what is going on in court?
He has not said.
He has not said so.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
I am asking.
But you don't even need to raise it.
I'm raising it because already there's an avenue where there is an impartial assessment going on.
Maybe you need access to all these information.
And that's why I'm providing it and asking.
No. Presidential candidate.
William, so on this information now, it is even more dangerous. That he's speaking from an incompetent position. Oh. Because you should have
that's
proof.
what I said.
You should have proof.
Yes.
So this information now, say yes, sir. And you're more dangerous.
Listen. Because as we speak today, some of the issues, somebody like Sedu Agogo's bank, the bank, they say, the reason why Wamukula bank, not because they suffered capital inadequacy or something. Because he was in court, and therefore the bank must be taken away from him. He had a very competent board.
Or fact?
No, it's a fact. The late. No, yes, it's a fact.
The late who?
The late Kwesiboche was the what do you call it? The chairman of the board. Say is it? I've forgotten the name of the bank. Heritage Bank. Heritage Bank is so because some of the reasons our man for banks, someone like Indum's issue, for instance, Indum's issue, no, up till now, no, always say do a campaign. Or Sibuntia pay. He has invested in government projects. People are taking money, pay them, and they will pay him, and he would survive, and the bank will survive. So these are the things that also obey.
All right.
And it is also a fair assessment, including even reports from the what do you call it, the judgment and whatever will be looked at. Based on that,
okay, how is it contradicting what?
No, what I'm saying, the question now will be, sir, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I mean, yeah, no man who say, the president say, man, don't pose questions. They said they are onim the okano.
Amai.
Oh, you know,
2015, 2016. Yeah, reports. Audit. Based on which NDC come out banks.
Doctor Rapap,
Omaine. Who say, Mashaba Jeffy? I mean, you're okay, Titi. One more to me oversight or the executive name, including say, financial sector restructuring. No, now Mashaba Jeffy. To me say friend
the number of times I have
please you see
censure procedure proceedings he handled it
me say
the report we can check
you see o mine they make kanyina say you say you the amambra na be adwuma yen ma osinyo They make it. I don't know. Let our yes be our yes, and your friend integrity.
Yeah.
And our no, our no.
So principle.
It doesn't mean principle. That's why I say that even among thieves there is honor.
Principle.
We need to have restraint. Me, I've sat here and I've said, say, I am not happy with the way it was done wholesale. We could have saved 1 or 2 in the interest of the state, but communicate it. I am passing panini be a divertisika from banking sector to real estate. I am passing binum de yesika if Ghana hanmo. I call a mindful for biso. I call investments or I am pa. Now when I can't say, why were we not told these things? I am pa. Say I'm panam for banks are. Who yisika do bia. You had difficulties. That was reality.
No, sir.
But now you're a man for no. Muna na mukuta tumia munim di enti ana sa de no koso no. Did you communicate that to us?
Yes, a system.
And that be mebo. Say yes and ne. Mampani da mahama akofa sa asem ya ba. O man hidia ba ya. Deputy Minister for Health. And komo udi wa hai. And ko be di ni sa. So communication is an important thing in terms of governance. It must say me de make nyina ne say ye sikasem adwuma ye for wo Ghana han mo. In fact ye pay and that's where I would disagree with honorable Alexander Kwesi. So say bank yangu bank bia o ma na ye adwuma wo GN bank no mo ye adwuma wo some of the banks they of course
Ebisuka merge bank nim.
Yes, but no mo nyina na kam. Aha. Enti see and I been so one more they made a choice. Say mo merge amaya akoya adwuma wo CBG de yenko. Ni nyina na hia nkomodie.
Kabila unim say bi wo hono mo a.
So the communication
old bank kwano mutumi tuamka.
Agree.
Some of the staff went unpaid for months.
That's true.
For months.
That's true.
That bank mutumi tua no majuma e foka.
Mesrel. My mampani dada mama nko resist asem you kan yi for whatever effect ansa na sanchi mu yaba.
Dr. Kabila Medasi, Amenda Oklitiasi, Akosi Medasi, is your cause how bright. Yeah. Wow, Jay Brefiti is so grateful the entire team. Okliteka Kabibi.
Yes, me better no na me refi bibi kakra. Na anka me chia me mahine. Nene sakti otukan kakra wa land. Na me mana kwaba. Yeah, president of the Eastern Region.
Now festival Mowi.
October.
Very good.
October. But yeah, recently the depot one. The initiative man. Yeah, don't answer. Na me mana kwaba. Me mana kwaba. Me chair me constituency executives.
All right.
Me party for woman to us no more adwuma.
Oklite is a beneficiary of acquiring any market or no. It's a beneficiary.
When the
or a beneficiary. Or a beneficiary. Oklite lobbying skills. Human relations here perfect.
As compared to MC.
No, Oklite lobbying skills.
As compared to MC.
No, the lobbying skills was true. And thank
you very much.
That one, no doubt about it.
Most of the projects, MC na you.
Most of the projects in Oklite na at
So, sir, you see, but this is where the hypocrisy of your party people lies. Government know of the day Nana do dan kwa for the presidency and the demon yes anyuma what's your no who MP na ko lobby honorable Amapata imagine no kitapo ya ko ye bi na president obi o kaso no me amankro ya fankro for onyu na say na no for mo aduro no de onye who na
wa go kan ya me ba fa go kan ya
okay so
the problem I want to say
yeah.
I mean, sometimes last week we go share in America. Now you have to be explaining yourself
over and over. The MP and the DC.
The DC because Tama, yeah, approval get common fund recently. These are machines here. They agree say you better graders near them. MC ni ho. Obi anyone we had to fight to get that thing into it.
Ibedin come actually.
Yeah, the Bible no.
Thank you.
Oba me so me gift to Chuma Pofo.
Yeah, gift to Chuma Pofo.
Na the birthday.
Oh, okay.
The birthday.
Honorable gift to Chuma Pofo. Happy birthday.
Na father so MP so prof.
No prof so birthday. Oh wow. I see.
The Deputy Minister for Education.
Meeting in person, so
Kingsley Nyako.
All right, so great personalities. Happy birthday. Oyami Admebe Shiachina. Thank you for your time.